Hello, and welcome back to Knit Until I Die. As you can probably tell, I have two different camera views today. I am a knitter and a crocheter out of Wyoming, southeastern Wyoming, and I am going to be working on eyes for a bunch of my plushies. I have two boxes full of plushies that need eyes. So I'm going to be working on that today. I am having a little bit of trouble answering back on the comments. So if you leave me a comment, I'll be able to see it, and I'll respond to you verbally. Hi, Mom. um, so what I'm going to be using for the most part today are flat disc eyes. I have the ones that are like an anime style, and then just regular black discs. I do have two plushies that I'm going to work on that are going to get sparkle eyes, um, because these are the largest eyes that I have, and these two plushies need large eyes. So my test plushie okay, is going to be a mushroom. Um, there's no pattern for this. I just wrote it up myself. Um, wrote it up. I crocheted it up myself. I started with a stem and then I worked it in the round. Um, and then I did a row of back loops only. And then when I switched colors, I did a row of front loops only. Um, and then went around. That's how I got kind of this lip on it. So this is the first one that I am going to work on. The glue that I am using is what I've heard Crochet Vision use, which is the Gorilla hot glue sticks. I already have my hot glue gun ready to go. Okay. So the first one, like I said, is just this little mushroom that I worked up. And I don't know if you can hear that, but if you did, that was my, oh, not mine, our dishwasher. That little ding dong. Okay. Sorry for the reach. Okay. So there's the first eyes. I used the like anime version of the eyes. I can't remember what the actual name is for them. Um, but at least we have two eyes on. Okay, so the next one I'm going to work on is one of my really large plushies. This one is a horse, and he is going to get the gold eye. It's these ones, it's a little bit of, let me show you over here. It's a little piece of paper that has glitter on it. And you put the glitter side towards the clear part of the safety eye. Okay. Sorry for the screen jumping if it's jumping. Um, and hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Okay. And if there's a delay between the two screens or two cameras, sorry about that. This is my first time trying this. Okay. So there he is. He's got his eyes now. I'm definitely going to work up some more horses. I'm just looking for a little bit different pattern. So this is the same pattern. Oh, I forgot to say, this is Henry the horse from Crochet Vision. You can buy the pattern at her website, crochetvision.com. And it's a really nice pattern. You get a couple of different mods with it. So you can do, you know, a horse, a zebra, and a unicorn, I believe. However, I did his hair and his tail differently than she does. So this is basically the same pattern, but I made my ears different, and I did not put the nostrils on the muzzle for the dog. What else? Other than that, this is the same basic pattern. I just changed that and changed the ears. And then, of course, there's no mane or tail. I'll have to figure out what to do for a tail for this one. But for right now, there's no tail. But this is, it works up easy to make it into a dog. And since I'm a dog lover, I thought this would be an easy pattern, and it was. Okay, so this one is getting the silver eyes. And I'm still waiting for some eyes that we ordered from AliExpress to get here. They're the kind, you know, that you can paint and add your own glitter and stuff to. That doesn't look right. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Not sure I like that. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I get them exactly where I want them to go before I glue them, because there is no ungluing them today. That's better. Okay. And my hot glue gun was the cheapest I could find on Amazon, to be honest. Um, I know that I have other hot glue guns, but they're out in storage, and I haven't been out there forever and a day, so I don't actually know where exactly in the storage they are. And I wanted to get this going. So I ordered just the cheap little mini one off of Amazon. Okie dokies. So there is my puppy dog. Okay, now the next ones I'm going to have to probably, actually all of these, I'm going to have to look at their size to try and figure out what eyes I want to use on them. Because I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see here. Oh, that's better. Okay. So I'm going to use just the regular ones that they look like an eye, kind of like kind of how an eye bulges out, but the back is completely flat. Um, and I just have different types of eyes that I wanted to try because, as we all know, I do not embroider stuff very well, let alone, weaving in the ends is about as good as I get, right? So, trying to actually sew on eyes or cut out felt, that's just not something that I think I can do right now. So, I got different types of eyes to see which ones might work the best for me. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the compliment on the dog. So here is one of the chicks that I've done. This one I did not I winged the pattern and kind of came up with my own wings. And then I did a real quick beak. I think the beak came out okay on this one. On some of the others, I'm not 100% certain that it came out looking good. But it is what it is. I'm still learning and working as I go. Okay. Yes. So, welcome to everyone that's joined us. I hope that you're having a great day. I am working on eyes for my plushies. And my beautiful mama is in the comments talking to us. So I used here the anime eyes for a frog. Um, Now, I have not quite figured out what my pricing scheme is going to be. I think I'm going to go by size. So this is another, Jamie kind of did her own thing. So the body pattern for this is the Sloan the Seahorse from Crochet Vision. I added the antennae and the wings, and I did not do the roll up on the tail. So those are the changes that I made to this one. And I have a lot of eyes sitting here in front of me so I can kind of determine what maybe might work the best. There we go. Okay. Most of the patterns that I've worked up so far are either I saw something on YouTube and tried to kind of make my own thing, or I used Crochet Vision's patterns and either used them the way that she wrote them, or I used them and then I kind of went off on my own. So I'm hoping that the screens are not like jumping around for you guys. They are for me, but I'm hoping that that's just on my end. Okay. So here's how she looks with some eyes. I went with the rounded eyes rather than the flat eyes. Set that back there. Like I said, I have two full plastic totes of plushies that needed eyes. So this one, I saw people making elephants on online, and so I thought I wanted to make my own elephant. So the the bulk of the pattern is actually the pig pattern from Crochet Vision. I just made the very start, like the tube. I made that a lot longer to give it a good nose, and then I changed the ears a little bit, added a lot more stitches to them. But yeah, this is the basic pig pattern that you would get from Crochet Vision. I just made this snout very long. It's got the bobble feet like you find in a lot of no stitch or no sew or low sew patterns, which I like. I do have stuff that you have to sew on. I've done that before, and that's okay. I can do that, but I really like no sew or low sew because you can get them done so much faster, and it just they work up so much faster. And you don't have to think about placement because it's already in the pattern. Okay. So now the elephant has eyes. I used the anime eyes for this one. Okay, who's next? Okay, so since everybody made loaf cats, I thought that I could um, figure out a pattern for a loaf dog. As I worked this, as I worked on this animal, I started realizing that these ears are not dog ears. These are rabbit ears. So we got a tail, a cotton-like type tail rather than um, a dog-like type tail. Because by that point, I knew this looked way more like a rabbit. Um, he is very, very generously stuffed. Um, maybe overstuffed, I'm not sure, but definitely generously stuffed. Which when you read patterns and stuff, that's what they all tell you to do is to generously stuff. So that's what I did. We're going to use the rounded eyes on this one. Okay. I know that Passionate Kelsey had a live earlier. I don't know if it's still going on or not. Um, but she's doing her drop this month. This year she's going to do her drops the last Saturday of every month. And so that's what her live is about today. And she's doing I think she's packing orders as they come in. I think that's part of what they're doing. Okay, so this one is just a generic little octopus. I have quite a few of these. And I think the whole not putting the eyes in when the pattern tells you to, for me, is just that I don't like doing that. That's not going to work. Okay, let's see. Maybe these ones. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to set that up there with the mate. Let's see here. I already worked on like loaf cats and stuff because I had to do the stitching for them. And I did that. Not sure that I really like how I did it, but I did it. I'm going to think on them for a while because I can always pull that stitching back out. um, and find a different way to do it, I guess. I'm just not super pleased with how it came out. Let me see if I can find one. Let me see here. That's not it. Maybe if I go this way. Okay. So, yeah. So this is the rear end, and this is the nose and the whiskers. Like, I really just don't like that, how it came out. The whiskers aren't long enough and the nose is too big. But like I said, stitching is not my forte. I can crochet, I can knit, but do not ask me to like stitch anything on because I can do it, but I'm not great at it. Okie dokies. So this is it's supposed to be a dachshund, you know, wiener dog, hot dog. Um, it really needed bigger bobbles for the feet and a little bit longer tail. But other than that, I'm actually pretty pleased with it. Um, Maybe I would have made the nose a little bit smaller to fit the body. I actually think it's better the way that it is. And I sewed the ears on like it was in a car, and the wind is rushing by. Because if you know anything about dachshunds, like a lot of dogs, they, for the most part, like to stick their head out the window and smell the air. Okay. So I'm going to use the anime eyes. Okay, so there is what it looks like with the eyes. So like I said, when I go to price things, my plan is to go by size because something like this, that's I don't know, I've got several different versions of Octos, but something like this is not going to be the same price as the wiener dog. There's too much difference. Wiener dog, let me get a different one over here. Wiener dog, I don't know. These are a little bit closer, but I don't know. Maybe. I think though this would be the better comparison because of how much more yarn goes into this and into this compared to other items that I have. Okay. Because like this and all of the seahorses that I have are going to be the same price because they're the same size. Um, but like something like this Dixie that's very large is not going to be the same price as this Dixie that is way, 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 way smaller. And this is a 4-weight yarn doubled up. And this is old school Bernat blanket. Um, so like I said, it's I'm gonna go, I think, by size. I think that makes the most sense because then you're looking at the amount of yarn that you've used as well as, you know, stuffing the size of the eyes, because as you get into the bigger eyes, they cost more. Um, so yeah, that's how I think I will probably end up doing it. But again, I don't know yet. I'm trying to find another one. I'm trying to locate the seahorses. I don't, or not seahorses. Da, da, da. Um, oh, this is a cat. But see, like this one is the nose, and then this is the rear end, and this one needs eyes. That's why he was in the box. All the other ones have eyes. Let me see. Do I have any more down in here? I do not. Okay. So these are the octos that I have. First, though, I think I'm going to do this little loaf cat. And basically, I didn't want to do like, there is a large loaf cat tutorial on YouTube. And I kind of followed it, but I went miniature because I figured people would want something that's small, or some people. So like my mushroom here and my octos and my loaf cat, these would probably be all in the same price bin, because of how much yarn they take and how much stuffing they take versus some of my other stuff that I have made. And we'll talk about the Turtle Saga because, boy, I was unhappy with that. Let me see here. Let's see about these ones. Yes. So, what else? Most of my yarns that you're going to see are yarns that we've had for quite a while. I am working through our stash. We have a stash, quite a large stash, but I have made a huge dent in it. That's for darn sure. And I have been diligently, for the most part, working with old yarns. I do have a bunch of new yarns that I got, but I'm trying to work through the old stuff first. And then I'll get into some of the new stuff. Although I do have some of the new stuff in my box here. It's some stuff that I got on pretty deep discount with Joann's. And it's sad that they're going out of business, but I hope people can take advantage of that and, you know, get get stocked up on yarns or fabrics that they like to use. So again, this is just a loaf cat. Okie dokies. Oh, this one already has eyes. So this one's just fine. Does anybody else have eyes? I don't think so. Nope. Okie dokies. And then each one of these is slightly different. I don't have a written pattern, so I just kind of wing it. Let's see here. Yep, that'll work. Okie dokies. Crochet Vision has has put out a new video about shopping at Joann's. But before that, I think it was yesterday, she put out a video about all of the legal stuff that's going on. and maybe why things are kind of happening the way that they are. She says that there's, still hope that, another buyer might come in and buy Joann's, or at least buy the brands of yarn and fabric that people enjoy. Um, I don't know if that's going to actually happen. I know that's the hope, but I don't know. It just seems kind of, I don't want to say lost cause, but sometimes it kind of feels like it's a lost cause. But I hope it's not, because a lot of people in urban areas and in rural areas depend on Joann's. Um, Joann's was always the go-to when I was, in 4-H and was doing like sewing projects. Don't ask me how I got through those projects because I don't know. Well, I do know. I had a great teacher, and we were working on sewing machines rather than hand sewing. Um, so this one again is a little different. It's still an octo. There's no way I'd classify this as a jellyfish. I've seen different looking jellyfish on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm scrolling, just kind of see what's out there and trying to get ideas and trying to get better at what I'm doing. And it is, it's a learning curve. I think I'm doing okay with the learning curve, but anything that's a little bit different, there's a little bit of a learning curve too. But I really think that plushies aren't that rough to learn how to make. At least the ones that I've been working with. I picked kind of two crochet designers, one that does tops and then one that does plushies, because those are both things I'm interested in making and eventually selling. And the two people that I chose are Passionate Kelsey and then also Crochet Vision. I have kind of bloomed out from that and purchased a couple other patterns. But I have not worked those up yet. I did get the anchor pattern and I do want to do that. But I hear that that one takes like 10 to 12 hours. And although I do longer sessions of crocheting, I like it when I can complete a project like in a couple of hours. I think the projects that took me the longest are the horse and the dog, just because of how large they are. I'm going to show you something that I messed up on, um, and why I messed up on it. And I do not have really a idea of how I'm going to fix it just yet, or change it, but I am going to put eyes on it. So here we go. Let's see here. Since I was talking about that mistake, let's talk about it. So this is a sloth, and it's a really good sloth pattern. But the body is supposed to be stuffed. And me being me, I went, well, you can make a snuggler without stuffing the body, right? Well, here's my problem is that the body itself won't lay flat because it's meant to be stuffed, and it's not stuffed. So what I'm thinking that I need to do next time is not do the increases on the body and just kind of make a straight flat tube. And I think that that would work out better because this has all the increasing and decreasing shaping that you need when you're going to stuff it. And of course, I didn't stuff it. So um, that's where I went wrong and kind of where I think I could fix it. Okay, let's see here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there is the sloth with his eyes and his hair hanging up. So this one's made. I'm not going to go back and open him up and restuff him, and stuff him or whatever. Just next time I know kind of the changes already that I want to make. Okie dokies. So this is another one of my wingets. So I kind of started with the basic pattern for the seahorse, but right away started changing it because I started increasing. But I kind of followed the same, at least the way the stitches are put together. Not the same stitch count, but kind of how they're put together for the increases. I definitely did that. Um, but it's a completely different stitch count. And I put frilly wings on it. I need to put some antennae on it. I'm just not sure what color I want to make the antennae. Because the black, I had to double stitch over it to get it so that you couldn't see the stuffing and that the stitches looked more normal. So yeah, this is my version. I was kind of going for like a wasp, but then I realized that it didn't really look like a wasp to me anyways. Sure isn't looking like a bee. So I figured it'd be some other kind of fanciful winged insect. Okie dokie, so now we're gonna do eyes. Let's see. Let's see what these things look like. Okay, yeah. Hello and welcome. I'm working on putting eyes on plushies. Okay. Okay, so we've got the anime eyes, and I do apologize. I don't remember what they're called. Um, I want to say like Hakuari or something like that. There's a specific name for them, um, but can't remember. So let's talk about the Turtle Saga. I have quite a few of these turtles. Now this pattern is Crochet by Jenna, and it's her regular turtle pattern, and it's the same pattern, exact same stitch count, but I got two vastly different sizes. Okay, so this is some of the new yarn that I got and have already used. So both of these are home Lion brand Homeland. And my Homeland that I got years ago is really nice and soft and good, lovely to work with. This is not. This is more stiff and just not as easily accommodating. Let me think. So for most of these turtles, I actually deviated from the pattern and I crocheted everything on rather than sewing it on, just because it made it easier for my life. I finished this turtle, and what did I do with the other one? Who knows? And another one, and then I had to set them down because I just had gotten to the point where I could not make a concentric circle to save my soul. I know how to do it. I've done it many, many times, but I could not do it. I kept getting the stitch counts wrong. And so when that happens to me, that means that goes in timeout. If I'm having problems with the project, it just has to go into timeout. So that's what I did, was I put those larger sea turtles into the timeout pile because I was batch making them. And that wasn't my issue. I don't mind batch making. My issue was that my brain was just overloaded with trying to make the circles. And so I'd gotten to the point where I just couldn't get them to come out right. And I was getting real frustrated with it. So I put them in timeout, and then several days later went back to them and was able to finish them all in like 6 or 8 hours. They just were. I was able to finish everything and sew them together and do all of that. So I put the anime eyes on this one. The other ones, I don't know if I have eyes large enough for them, but we'll see. I'm thinking that I probably don't. So here's one of those other ones. And this one, I used a Bernat cake. And so I just let the colors kind of flow like they flowed because I couldn't make an entire seashell out of one color. So they're all going to have different little colors on their rims, but that's just how it went for me. Let's see if these would work. Ooh, those look kind of small. Let's see. Those ones don't look big enough, but these ones will be. Okay. So these are the eyes that I talked about earlier, where you take the piece of paper that's colored with the glitter and you put it behind the eye, glitter facing out towards the clear part. And then It's not super easy to see, but there's color to it. So this one is an orange one. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna put the orange ones because these are the biggest that I have on this guy because I only have a couple more colors. So okay. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. So this one has the orange eyes, but it is really hard to tell. Um, in person, I can see that they're orange, but I'm not sure that the cameras can pick it up. Okay, that's one turtle down. Oh, here's the other one. So this is the other one that I made when I first made the turtles. Um, and this is the one where I sewed everything in where the directions said to. And, you know, realistically, he came out good. Um, but I am not all about the sewing. Weaving in ends is about my level of getting stuff done. Um, so this one, this turtle is slightly larger than the other one, made out of the exact same um, pieces, exact same yarn, and it one came out larger than the other one. So I may have had tension issues, probably did, knowing me. Um, but yeah. I'd kind of like to get some of the plastic noses and see if they would work on like loaf cats and other things, just to give more definition and help me not have to try and stitch stuff because I just am not very good at it. If I could run it through a sewing machine, it might be different, but this is not stuff that can go through a sewing machine. So I once made myself a poodle skirt. I once made myself a wool outfit that was a jumper with a jacket. Um, of course, that was a long, long time ago when I was in 4-H. I'm 41 now, so, you know, way more than 20 years. Although sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm that old. Like I feel old, but then I also don't feel like I'm that old. I know it's weird, but it is what it is. Like I know that physically there's a lot of stuff my body can't do. Um, and yet sometimes, you know, sitting, you know, in my chair with my good rear end pillow and, you know, boy, that popped, didn't it? Sitting with my stuff, I feel better. And so I feel younger, which is weird. But I think, and this is going to sound awful, but I think not having to go to work anymore has really helped me feel better, even though I loved going to work. Um, and I loved where I worked. I loved what I was doing. I loved being helpful. I think I'd gotten to the point that it just was truly physically too much for me. And I didn't want to admit that. And it took um, some pretty big health stuff changing for me to finally acknowledge that I just can't work anymore like that. Um, so I sit at home and I crochet, which absolutely is 110% one of my favorite things to do. Not that I don't like to knit, but I have really been enjoying kind of not exactly rediscovering, but kind of sort of rediscovering um, crochet because I've been crocheting the whole time. I've been crocheting longer than I've been knitting, but I feel like I've gotten kind of a new lease on life in a way. Okay, so this one has pink eyes. Um, okay, I think these are the end of the turtles. So I have 3 more left. Each one, well, no, not necessarily. Yes, each one of these is done with different combination of yarn. Like this one has a blue spot on his head. This one has a white belly, and this one has a gray belly. It just was what I had at the time. Because like I said, I'm trying to use up what I have. I'm gonna set you back down there for a minute. Okie dokies. Let's do green on this one. So I'm really excited because we're supposed to be getting eyes that you paint in soon. And hopefully mom and I can work on that. Um, so I can have those eyes to use as well. I like to stuff my plushies till they're real firm because the polyfill that I use is just like what goes into pillows. And, you know, if you use a pillow long enough, it starts to kind of go soft. Um, and the stuffing kind of starts to all bunch up together. And so I'm hoping that by doing it the way I've done it, that these get to hold their shape a little bit longer and don't get real super extra floppy. I mean, the legs, arms and legs on these are kind of wiggly, but they're supposed to be. Okay, so there's our side-eye turtle. Let's see here. Okay. So like this one, I used the end of this gray that I used on the other turtles. Um, and again, it's not as soft as it used to be. And I don't know why. It kind of is what it is, I guess. Um, but definitely it's not as soft as it used to be. Because I really have enjoyed using the Homeland that I bought before. But that stuff was bought several years ago. And they're, you know, the formula must have changed. That's all I can think. Okay, let's get you kind of sitting normal. So this one, I'm doing the purple eyes on. I think everything else, well, maybe the snake should have something big. Um, we'll see. I'll pull up my snake. No, I have one more turtle, and then I will pull up my snake. So I'm using the Gorilla Glue like Crochet Vision uses. Now she uses felt eyes, and I totally get that. But I don't have a Cricut or whatever it's called, and there's no way I could do that by hand. Um, it just is not something that I ever aspire to do. Um, if you have a machine to kind of help crank that stuff out, that's helpful, I think. But otherwise, it's, I think, a labor of love. I don't have any of the like sinker eyes. Because I know some people really like them, but that's just not something I have right now. Okay, so let's clean that up a little bit. So these are the purple eyes. And I have one more here. So this turtle has a blue spot. And since he has a blue spot, I don't know that the blue eyes would stick out. So unfortunately, he's going to get the end of the line, which is red. Okay. Let's see here. I have. My dog Humphreys has joined us. He's supposed to be a miniature dachshund, but he's not that small. Um, but he's a good little pal. He pals around with me when I'm up at nighttime, which is most days. Um, let's see here. Don't see any. Okay. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's making his bed right now. Okay. So there's the red eyes. They're really kind of difficult to see unless you're really up close. So I think that'll be fine on this guy. Down there. Move a few of you guys over. What else do we got? That one. And this one. Okay. So here's my snake. I did I do? No. So I started from the snout end and made the head, and then I went down real tight and the body's not stuffed. The head is, but the body's not. Then when I got to the very end, because with the coloring and stuff, it made me think of like a rattlesnake. So I made the tail thin out, like you would see on a rattlesnake. I know other snakes' tails can thin out, but sometimes they're a little bit more blunt. And the idea that if you count the rattlesnakes, rattles, that you know how old they are is bogus, because the rattlesnakes lose part of their rattle all the time. And it's constantly growing, but they also can knock it against stuff, and then it just doesn't work for them anymore because it breaks off. So that's not a good way to tell how old a rattlesnake is. And I've been really enjoying watching a lot of farm stuff, but I also like to watch Rattlesnake Solutions. They're out of Arizona. And um, so they deal with a lot of rattlesnakes. That's not their whole job, but I think that's a big portion of their job. And they get like Western Diamondbacks, and they get blue speckled. Um, they get sidewinders. They get a bunch of different types of snakes down there. But it's always interesting to watch. Um, I find it interesting to watch their episodes on YouTube. Um, Now, snakes still scare the bejeebies out of me, but that's okay. I've learned a lot about snakes, and um, I think that what I've learned makes me a little bit more aware of my surroundings at sometimes, not always. One time we were coming back from a family reunion, and oh, sorry, here's the blue eyes on the snake. We were coming back from a family reunion, and mom and I swapped places because I'd been driving, but I was getting really tired. So we swapped places. And I walked right past a dead rattlesnake and didn't say a word because honestly, I didn't see it. If I had seen it, I would have flipped out like nobody's business. Um, because I've always been scared of snakes. My grandmother made sure that I would be scared of snakes because, frankly, she was scared of snakes. And um, she was who she was, and I learned a lot from her, probably more than I should have, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to get some of these off of the table from behind you guys, and I will start putting eyes on some of the other ones. Like I said, two big tote boxes of plushies over here. So, what got me into like going for plushies was my cousin asked me if I could make a duck for her. And I said, yeah. And, I was thinking like a bigger rubber ducky pattern, but she was thinking a smaller one. So she got me Woobles kits. And I did the chick one for her. Sorry. And I need to send stuff. Well, no, I'll take it down when we go down in March. But I have stuff for her. So this is the Triceratops pattern on YouTube. I'm going to have to go back and look up the gentleman's name. But this is a free pattern on YouTube. If you type in crochet Triceratops, this is one of the first ones that pops up. I followed his pattern for the most part. I went rogue on doing the mouth and kind of putting on the horns. These two horns probably should be down here behind the snout horn. But I'd never made a triceratops before, so it's something. I don't know if it's something that I want to do again, per se. That's too small. That'll work. Because I don't know. I've found some other patterns that I want to use that are more elaborate, I guess is the best way to say it. Well, one is. I'm not sure the other one is, but one is definitely more elaborate, and it's I'll have to look that one up too. It is off of a blog, but that person does have a PDF version that you can buy off of Etsy or off of, what's the other one? Ravelry. So there's the eyes for my Triceratops. Okay. Now, I'm not sure how to say this, but I think that this is a mochi or a mochi. Um, I have no idea what. I think it comes from maybe an anime or from a what's the other one? Or from a game. But seeing as how I don't really play like live role play, I don't play multiplayer games like on the internet or whatever. I have no idea. But it's a rabbit pattern to me. I think that it came out pretty cute. Let's see here. Yep. So now this yarn is new too. So this is Posh. I think it's called Glowworm. And it's a yellow green or green yellow. It's really, really vibrant and bright. And I do actually have some of this color in a larger yarn. I don't remember what the yarn name is though. It's something newer because I got it from Joann's the other day, and I really haven't shopped yarns through Joann's for a long time. So there he is. There's my bunny rabbit. Okie dokies. What is next? So you're going to see several of these. This is Sloan the Seahorse by Crochet Vision. It is her pattern. You can get it off of her website. She does have a YouTube on here. Both are Crochet Vision. So she's pretty, I think she's pretty well known. Not as well known maybe as Passionate Kelsey, but I still think she's pretty well known. Okay. This is a really quick pattern to work up. You can work it up in under an hour, or at least I can. But I think most people probably could work it up in under an hour. Okie dokies. So there she is with her eyes. So here's another one. Sloan the Seahorse. Like I said, I have quite a few of these. It is most definitely one of my favorite patterns. because it works up so easy, and I have it mostly memorized, not 100%, but mostly memorized. And for the most part, I do the surface crochet for the, oh boy, for the frill. Um, I have one here that I have not put a frill on yet, but I think I will get that done hopefully today. I thought I had them all done, but obviously not. Because one day I was feeling really good and I got a bunch of stuff finished, like putting the frills on and sewing ends in and, doing all that kind of good stuff. Um, the last couple of days I've been working on um, a granny square, a granny stitch cardigan. Sorry, not a granny square, granny stitch cardigan. And I finished that up this morning and weaved in my ends. So that's ready to go when I get cold. So there's another Sloan. Let's see here. Sloan, 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 Sloan. Another one? Yes, I do. That's a Sloan. This is a Sloan. Okay, so, knock off. Oh, I know what I knocked off. Okay, so like you can see, I have a bunch of Sloans that need eyes. But I'm going to do this one first because this one doesn't have a frill on it. And I'm going to have to set it in a different area so that I can get the frill on it. Because otherwise, I'm going to put it with the finished objects and I'm going to forget. And if you know anything about plushies, like certain yarns shed really badly. And the Granny Stitch sweater that I made it out of yarn that sheds really bad because it's the old Premier parfait cakes, but I tore them apart and put all the colors, separated them by colors basically. So this one needs a frill, and so he can't go with everybody else. Okay. Some of these. Okie dokies. Smokies and artichokes. Okie dokies. There's another Sloan. Let me see if, yep, I have another bag right here. The next thing after the Sloans that I have quite a few of are let's say Vision's frogs. And I think when I showed you that frog, I forgot to tell you that it was her pattern that I followed. I have quite a few of them. I batch make them mainly because they're really easy. And the pattern is super, super easy. Okie dokies. There we go. try this again. Yep. Where are we at on time? Oh, there we are. Okay. Not doing too bad yet. I wasn't too sure how long this would take to do all my plushies that needed eyes. Okie dokies. So there's another one. It's like I said, Sloan is one of my favorite patterns. Yep. Dokies. Since these guys are done, my plan is to put a lid on them and put them away for a while. That way they'll stay clean and they'll be ready later on for me when I need them. Okie dokies. There's another one. Okie dokies. Okie dokies. And we have two more Sloans. So, okie dokies. So before I try and sell anything, we're going to lint roll everything and make sure that everything is the way that I want it to be. And then I'll put stuff up for sale. And I think I'm going to enlist my mother to help me with taking the pictures, because I'm not very good at taking pictures. And my mom takes pictures of her flowers all the time and is awesome at it. She gets some really, really good candid shots of her flowers. Yep. Last Sloan. Good deal. Okay, so let's do Dixie next. Maybe. Nope. Dixie's going to have to wait on eyes because I'm going to need something that's big enough for her. Uh, this one needs big eyes too. Um, this is, I guess, like a basic loaf cat. I don't know. But like, I didn't like the tails that they were doing, so I did a tail that's I crocheted it on here, but then I stitched it up here. Um, again, I'm not sure how I like the whiskers and whatnot. I mean, this one's probably the best out of all of them that I've worked on, but again, I don't know. Okie dokies. We go like this. So this is, I believe, Seymour the Stingray from Crochet Vision. And it's one of her patterns. You can buy it on her website. Um, if you watch her on her live, sometimes you get to watch her make them. A lot of her lives, she makes the crochet stuff that she sells. She makes, oftentimes, you'll get to see her making it on a live. Okie dokies. So there is my Seymour, the Stingray. Okay, so this is a Dixie. Um, how many more Dixies? No. Okay, good. I'm gonna put like chicks and stuff up here that I've played with. Yeah, you guys are good. What else do I have down in there? Nothing. That's next one. Okay, so I have like different little modifications to try and get to the point where I have like 2 rubber duckies, because I'm going to give them to my cousins because that's what they requested. But like this is a chick. This is a chick. Like I have all kinds of just like winging it, trying to figure it out. But this one is Dixie. And Dixie is a pattern that you can get off of Crochet Vision. And it is her Dixie the Mama Rubber Ducky pattern. Which was, of course, the first pattern of hers that I worked up. And the first time I worked through it, I was a little stressed because counts are so important. This time, I did a better job, and it just came out better. Or easier, I shouldn't say better. It came out easier than the big Dixie. Okie dokies. Big chicks. So these don't really have a pattern. I just was trying to figure things out. Now, I did have a Woobles kit that I did put together several of those chicks. I can't remember now. Was it in January or was it in December? You know, I truly don't remember. So I think it was in January was when I got it from her. Early January, pretty sure. So I'd already kind of been looking at plushies and different crochet tops that you can make. However, because I'd bought a lot of patterns before, I bought a lot of patterns like during October, and then during Thanksgiving, to get just to get stuff on better deals. Um, let's see here. Well, the bin is slowly emptying out. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the other chick. Um, I don't know. I don't like their beaks, and I may rip them off and do different beaks for them. It just kind of depends. I'm still thinking. Okie dokies. So I've been trying to figure out like this chicken and egg, chicken on swings like stuff for a while. But I really have not been super successful at it. Um, but I'm trying to figure things out because people say that they make them into keychains and into stuff that you hang over the rear view mirror and stuff like that. Which to me, I don't know. Hanging something over the rear view mirror. I mean, I know everybody has backup. Well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have backup cams now, and they probably use those. Um, but I don't know. I'm old school. I guess I still think you should look in your mirrors because ultimately you're responsible if you back into somebody else. Okie dokies. Let's see. After this, I have frogs, pigs, and an axolotl. Okie dokies. So I am slowly working through this. Okay. And I'll stay on the live until I finish doing these eyes. So my best estimate is maybe another half an hour or a titch more. Oh, I forgot to show you what that looks like. Okie dokies. So this is supposed to be a chick on a swing. I guess it works. It's cute. I mean, that's the one thing it's got going for it is it's cute. I don't know how functional it'll be, but it's cute. Okie dokies. So here's another one. Pretty simple. Bobble stitches for the feet. Sewed on a beak. I'm not sure how wonderful that looks, but he has a beak. Okay. So this little guy. um, I did bobble stitches for his feet. I did double crochets for the wing. Not crocheted. I sewed on a beak and then I crocheted hair on, I guess, fuzz. I don't know. Because sometimes chicks and chickens and roosters will have a little bit of plumage. Mm, yeah, that can work. So, and like I said, I'm working through a bunch of yarn that we've had for a long time. If anything, I'm a hoarder of yarn. Don't have that much of anything else. Maybe ostomy supplies, but definitely I'm a yarn hoarder. Okie dokies. Set that right there by you guys. Oh, set them up again. There we go. Okay. So these two, I was trying to figure out how to do like a rubber ducky pattern without doing a Dixie because I wanted something smaller and faster. So that's what these two are. I figured out that if I crochet across the back, it gives me that, it gives me the shape that I want. It narrows it down for a neck, so then you can expand for the head. Really, it's just a simple circle that I stitched off. And I think that this is kind of how maybe the Mabel chickens are made. I'm not 100% certain, but that's what I have been thinking now that I've done this. Okay. One rubber ducky. Two rubber duckies. For my cousins down in Denver. Since we have to go that way anyways soon, I just want to make sure that we get that. No, that's a frog. Okay, I'm going to do my one-offs. So the axolotl is a crochet by Jenna pattern, and I think she has a YouTube tutorial about it, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I know that she's the one that came up with the pattern, and I followed her pattern. And then I was thinking, you know, birds and whatnot. So I wanted to make an owl, but I don't think this looks like an owl per se. Maybe if I could give him bigger eyes. Those are the same size I'm using. Okay, let's see here. What if we do that? That could work. Okie dokies. Let's see here. Mhm. Okay. So there's my owl. These are supposed to be kind of the two, I guess you'd call them feather horns. I don't know. Um, is he perfect? No. So he's going to go in my one-off box. Now the axolotl, I'll make more of these. I was very pleasantly surprised. The pattern is very easy. And I think it works up quick and is easy to follow and has lots of pictures. And it may even have YouTube links in it, because I know that a lot of the Crochet Vision patterns do. Okay, so Axolotl has his eyes. Okay, that's a frog, that's a frog, that's a frog. Those are all frogs. So we're going to do the pigs next because I only have 2 of those. So this is the difference between the sizes of the pigs from the Crochet Vision pig pattern. This is the big one. This is the small one. Relatively, they're fairly close in size. However, if I'd used different yarns, the size would have been much more pronounced. But yes, this is the Crochet Vision pig pattern. Okie dokies. Okay. So get the ears up and the snout. I think we're going to go right here. Dokies. Okay, so there's the big pig. Okie dokies. And the small pig. Okie dokies. So there's the small pig. Okay, so this is supposed to be a frog. I'm not sure that that translates very well. Um, However, I'm going to add eyes to him, and then we'll decide if he looks decent or not. Who knows? I Like I said, I just fiddle with stuff and try to come up with things. I like looking like at YouTube and Instagram. I really don't look at a whole lot on Facebook anymore, other than family stuff, and dachshund stuff. I'm a huge dachshund lover. Okie dokies. So this is how he's come out. Maybe he needs a mouth. Definitely won't sit on his own, but there's a frog. Now, these frogs are the Crochet Vision pattern. And when I said that I did some batch making, I did some batch making. Okie dokies. Get some more eyes out here. Okie dokies. Let's see here. So there's the frog. Try a different eye and see if I like it or not. So here's the next one. I think these eyes look a little bit better, maybe because they're a little bit larger. But I think these eyes look better. So I'm gonna get some more of these eyes out. 4. Another set of eyes. There we go. Okie dokies. So I'm just going to get these guys eyeballed up here. Okay. Gonna just keep rolling with these guys. Looks like we've had somebody invade the comments. Let me see if I can fix it here. Sorry, I'm going to move you guys. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I will have to come back and fix that at the end, I think. Okay, there's that. Don't know how I get rid of that. Ah, it's on the other one. Okay. I'm not sure how to fix that, but okay. It's on, it's a comment on Twitch. I don't know. I haven't had a comment on Twitch for a while. Okay, another one. Okay, this is the last frog. Okie dokies. And there's the last one. Thank you all for staying with me. If you've stayed this long, like, share, subscribe. I am very heartwarmed that you spent some time with me today. Whenever I end my videos, by reminding everybody, including myself, that you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Be kind to everyone, including yourself. Thank you all for being here, and I hope that you all had a good time and that you have a good week this week. I had a problem on Wednesday, so I did not upload a video. However, I will be uploading a video this Wednesday. I think I'm going to talk about my yarn usage and how many skeins of yarn I've gone through this month. Spoiler alert, it's a lot more than I thought. So we still have a couple more days. Again, thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I truly hope that you have a great week. And again, I'll see you on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard. And then I will see you again on next Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard. Thank you much for joining and have a great week.